Arsenal versus Brentford, Emirates Stadium. And quite honestly, this will be an interesting game because obviously after our result against Real Madrid, we could be looking at a weaker team now. Um, we could be looking at a much weaker defence, especially considering right now our main focus is Champions League football and getting through to the semi-finals. But look, maybe we'll put out a weaker team. Maybe Arteta won't. But regardless, there's a there's a high risk to both. And I'm hearing a lot of talks right now about a little bit of progression on Nico Williams, a little bit of progression on Victor Gyökeres. And these are very fascinating things to look at, definitely. If you look at what we've done with Mikel Mourinho, I think it was 9 games played, 6 goals produced, something like that. And considering he's not an out-and-out striker, and yet we can still get him these kind of goals, imagine what we could do with the likes of a Victor Gyökeres. But right now it's kind of just foresight. We're looking at it thinking, wow, this could be great, we could do this, we could do that. But for now, we need to focus on Brentford and then Real Madrid. And I'm wondering what kind of game we'll have, if I'm honest. Because I'm not sure, again, if we'll put out our full team. But another area to look at as well from our defence, we also need to look at our midfield as well. Because midfield will be a massive battle now. They've lost one of their big midfielders. And now we've got to capitalise on that. Because that midfield area, that will be where most of the battles are being fought, I think. I think they'll be looking to close the gap on that 3-0 lead, and we'll be looking to just get that opening goal and just kill off any morale that they may have. But obviously we've got to start with we have to start with our lineup for the Brentford game, and it is a home game as well, so that'll be in our advantage. But Brentford's not an easy team. Looking at it now, they're currently 12th in the league, but again, they're not an easy team to beat. I don't think anyone in the Premier League is an easy team to beat, but Brentford, I think, can be very underestimated. But starting in goal, I think David Raya. I don't want to get Neto. I don't think Neto's great at all right now. He hasn't played much at all, but from what little we have seen, he's just not that kind of goalkeeper that we need at this moment. There's typically minimal risk when it comes down to goalkeepers as well, and so I'm not too worried about him getting an injury. But yeah, we also need to continue with our Premier League season. Hopefully, if we can finish second again. I am saying second again because, let's be honest, at most we're finishing second. We're not catching up to Liverpool. But we'll be going into this trying to keep our second place position. We're 5 points ahead. Maybe after this week we can extend it to 8 points, maybe. But yeah, for now, David Raya. And here's going to be a big debate, really. Who are we starting in defence? Because again, it's like I said, we want a strong defence against Real Madrid. For me personally, I'm thinking Kieran Tierney. He doesn't start the games, but I still think he's got that kind of impact as a player. I think we're going to start Urian Timber in the Real Madrid game, so I'll say Ben White. And I'm not sure who we can really play from there, really. One of them, I think, has to be Jakub Kiwior. I think I can throw Zinchenko in there. I think put Zinchenko on left back actually, and put Kieran Tierney in a centre back position. It really sounds awkward. It sounds like a jumbled mess, but look, again, I'm not too concerned about this game. I'd love a win. I'd still be disappointed with a loss, but still. And midfield, I think we need to give someone a rest in that. We can let Jorginho here have a few minutes, I think. I'm just thinking who we can replace him with, because all three players in the midfield are massive impact. Maybe we could do it for Declan Rice. I mean, you could see Declan Rice in that game. He absolutely changed it. Yeah, I think Declan Rice. I'm not sure who else we can play in the midfield. I think we can go with I think we're gonna have to go with Thomas Partey and yeah, Thomas Partey and Odegaard. But I think at some point we're gonna have to take them off. And in our attack, I would put Ethan Wanieri, Trossard, and we don't have many other attacking options really, but I think we're going to have to go with Martinelli. I don't want to risk anyone. But that's the lineup I will put up. And it's a much weaker lineup, absolutely. But I'm more than anything focused on this Real Madrid game. I want to get our players a little bit of rest, and hopefully we can come into that Real Madrid game. At most, we can just get through, and that's the main point here. Get through. At best, we can win, and get a clean sheet as well to keep up that record. That not only have we never been beaten by Real Madrid, but we've never conceded against them either in any competitive game. So it'd be nice to continue that record. But I think me, as well as all of our Arsenal fans, we would just take getting through. Getting through to the semi-finals in the Champions League, especially beating Real Madrid, I think that will that shows we are making progress. And again, our main problem this season specifically has been four things actually. I think it's been dodgy referee decisions, it's been injuries, it's been our lack of attacking options, especially striker and left wing, and it's been our squad depth. And these things in the long run will cost. They will cost us. And you look at the players that we did lose, and that's very unfortunate. Maybe there is a bit of mismanagement in it, or very poor management from Arteta. The referee decisions, just absolute genuine corruption. But the few things that we could have solved, that we didn't, and that we kind of have to take some accountability on this. We should have solved our attack, we didn't. And we should have solved a little bit of squad depth, and we didn't. We wanted to get a small kind of squad for whatever reason. And look, I don't mind versatile players. I don't mind that whatsoever. But at some point, if you get a series of injuries like we did this season, a small squad will cost us. And that's exactly what it's done. We need squad depth. And now that we're looking at a few players leaving, obviously our loans leaving, we're looking at Thomas Partey or Jorginho leaving, we're looking at some defenders leaving, we're going to have to replace them for the sake of squad depth. And even if it looks like we're trying to sort out our starting midfield and our starting attack out first. Great, brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal. But again, this is something that we need to consider. It's something that we need to do. But yeah, let me know your thoughts below. Tell me, would you make a weaker team? Would you want to put out your full strength team? Like, share, and comment. It really does help. And please subscribe. I need it. And I will be seeing you in the match review. Goodbye.